Greetings, participants of Life and Peace Institute Second Horn of Africa Bulletin Forum on Diasporas in Peace Building. My name is Naomi Wachira, and I am a Kenyan-American currently living in Seattle, Washington. And I would love to share a little bit about myself today um, regarding how I'm trying to build peace in the world um, using my guitar and my words. Um, and it basically starts a few years ago when I read an article by Chinua Achebe, and it was actually an interview that he did back in the 80s. And he talked about, he was asked, what is the role of the artist? And for him, he believed that the role of the artist was to not just create art for the sake of art, but it was to create art for the sake of community. And by that, he meant trying to create something that did draw people together, that did not divide people or continue more chaos or continue more oppression. And that became my cue of what I wanted to do as an artist, as a singer songwriter. I wanted to create music that was universal. And I always had this image in the back of my head that I wanted to write music that a woman in Nepal who understood English could listen to the music and completely understand what I'm talking about. And so that's been really my goal, and my way of how I want to build peace in this world is by writing music that people can connect with and can really relate to, regardless of where they live or what they believe in or the color of your skin or how much education you've had. That you do understand the things that I'm trying to communicate. And because I think the desire in all of us is to have peace. The desire in all of us is to be loved and to be respected, and to know that our lives matter. And so my music really kind of focuses on all those things. I'd also like to share a little bit about another thing that I think that has sort of continued to affirm this journey that I'm on, and it sort of goes back to the post-election violence that happened in Kenya back in 2007, 2008. And I remember my mother calling me about in January that year at 3 o'clock in the morning, and all she said is, "Can you pray for us? They're killing everyone." And I just remember feeling so completely helpless, and I couldn't afford. I mean, I couldn't even go back home in the first place. And so I mostly just reached out to a lot of my friends and just asked if they could, support me and pray for me and my family, especially because my parents also run an orphanage. And so it wasn't just about their lives, it was also the lives of these kids that they've taken in and are taken care of. Um, it also happened coincidentally. I was in graduate school, and we were working on a class and my professor asked if I wanted to, sort of tackle the conflict that was happening there. And so I got about 4 or 5 of my classmates, and we sat down and wrote a paper on conflict resolution. And obviously, we looked at all these different conflicts that have happened in other parts of the world and what causes those conflicts and how do you resolve those conflicts. And I think at the end of the day, I feel like everything always boils down to how do I feel like another person is valuing my existence. And I feel like when you feel like you're not valued, people either tend to, react in anger, and that anger kind of gets out of control, and people end up killing each other, and those things I'll never understand. And I think for me, from that came this desire to, again, like, I wanted to create work that did tell stories about who we are as a people. And I remember there's a line or a verse from a song that I wrote around that same time about regarding specifically about the Kenyan elections. And the verse goes, "You've seen him more than 1,000 times, and you know he's just like you. Can you tell me what has changed? And where is it that you saw in your soul to see a man like he's the devil, and it's your place to wipe him out?" And I feel like, to me, those words like sort of boil down everything to, like, this is another human being, a man who's just trying to live his life. And who are you to judge him? And who are you to say that he should die because of whatever tribe he belongs to, or whatever? And so really my work is really about that. And so I would love to share with you guys a song that I wrote a few years ago, if that's okay. And it's a song called African Girl. And I wrote this song because I had struggled for such a long time in grasping my identity as a woman living in America. And I think part of assimilating is you learn to sort of hide so much of who you are because you need to survive and you need to sort of like look like everybody else. And I did that for such a long time, but I sort of discovered that I was more miserable and like I'm not really happy and content and like didn't really know who I was. Um, and so I sort of went on this whole soul searching journey, and arrived at this place where I feel so incredibly proud to be an African and to be a woman and to be black. Um, and to be the person that I am. And so the song is really about that. It's sort of like embracing that this is who I am, this is who I was created to be. And I wholeheartedly believe that the work of peace building really does begin with ourselves, peace with ourselves and who we are, accepting and embracing every part of our being. And then I think that's going to be a lot easier to be able to spread peace everywhere we go. And so I hope you enjoy this, and I wish everyone the best in this work that we all try to do through different forums of creating a better world. So here is African Girl. See, I've been walking down this road for about 38 years now, and I can tell you it's been one hell of a ride. And I've been carrying my father's words that he said to me: learn to be wise, walk with integrity, and be honest. And I can hear my grandma say, child, I've got nothing to give to you, but may God be with you in that distant land. Hey. I am African girl. Well, I know where I'm coming from, and I know who I want to be. In the back of my mind, all I can hear are the voices, those who are here, those who've already gone. And I can hear them whispering, whoa, 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 whoa. What are we told when you go to their land? Please represent us well. And I can hear my grandma say, child, I've got nothing to give to you. May God be with you in that distant land. Hey. 'Cause I am African girl. Well, I know where I'm coming from, and I know who I want to be. I am trying to defy everything they said of us, we who have chocolate skin. So I will see, I will see, I will sing, oh, oh, God, why for a hemo, oh, either with some or did he come there? Tanto adaka hemo, oh, did he come there? Oh, did he come there? Day by year, Maodoma Kwamode, Tikama Shona Rivier, oh, Didi Kane. So I will sing, I will sing, I will sing, oh, oh, that I am African girl. Well, I know where I'm coming from, and I know who I want to be. I am African girl. Well, I know where I'm coming from, and I know who I want to be. Thank you so much, and thank you to my best friend Hanat Sadik for letting me be a part of this. I wish you all the best. Thank you.